Hey, them Jets going to the Super Bowl. Let's go. Beating the Bills, beating Miami, beating the Steelers. They're beating everyone right now. Let's go, Jets. All right. Let's start this podcast off right. What do you guys
Well,
think of that game?
the Bills game, I
Yeah.
think, all right, I'm going to be honest. The reason the Jets won, personally, in my opinion, was because the Bills played bad. But credit does go to the Jets for playing up to par and playing and beating a team as talented as the Bills. But if we're going to be honest, I think the Bills played their worst game of the season, which is the biggest reason they lost. And I think if they do play again, I think the Bills will come out with a vengeance and not blow them out, but I think they will win that game.
Credit to the Jets defense. Um, they played phenomenal. No credit to the Bills for playing poor, as Jake
Facts.
says. They're just a bad team that can't win in the division. Jets are not going to the Super Bowl. There's another team in that division that is called the Miami Dolphins. But the Jets are playing well. They're going to be good in the future.
Facts. But yes, credit
So,
does go to the Jets defense as well for containing a quarterback like Josh Allen and a receiver like Stephon Diggs.
Miami did better, though.
All right, go ahead, Gio.
one question I have for you, Nick, because Jake said that was the worst the Bills had played. In my opinion, I think they played worse against the Dolphins, just overall, time management and all of that. I thought they played worse because they were mostly healthy, I thought, in my opinion, against the Dolphins. Whereas Josh Allen we all know he was injured against the Jets, right? He couldn't throw the ball as he could usually. So, do you think the Bills played worse against the Jets or the Dolphins?
I don't think they played worse against either team. I
Okay.
think Miami locked them up better,
Okay.
and Miami exposed them better.
And
Um,
what part of the game did they expose?
who?
Miami. What did they expose
Uh,
on?
the Bills have an entirely healthy offense against Miami,
Mhm.
in which they only scored 17 points.
Right.
The Miami's defense locked them up. Stephon Diggs didn't have a day. Josh Allen couldn't really throw the ball against our defense because that was a mainly healthy Dolphins defense. Um, Offensively, Miami just got the job done. It wasn't their best offensive performance, but they still had a really good day offensively against debatably the top defense in the league. Um, you can say all you want about injuries during that
Mhm.
Dolphins game in the secondary,
Mhm.
but even healthy, I think Tua's doing the same thing. I think he's just dotting them up and exposing them.
I think what this shows is that the Bills are a great team, but once they play a good defense, it's over for them because basically the same thing happened to them against the Jets like it did against the Dolphins. Stephon Diggs couldn't get open. Sauce Gardner had that boy on locks. Uh, Josh Allen really couldn't throw. His only two touchdowns came on the ground.
Yep.
So if they play a good defense in the playoffs, I don't see them winning that game because they haven't shown me anything against a good defense that tells me, oh wow, yeah, they're Super Bowl contenders.
Fair. I just think they're the biggest pretenders in the league. You know,
I
Who's the biggest
think
contender?
I think one is the Eagles, then it's the Bills.
Really?
that's fair. That's fair.
Yes. The Eagles have played absolutely nobody. We talked about it on the last pod. If you haven't seen it, you can go check it out.
Yeah, I have to disagree on that one. Um, I think the Eagles, deserve to be there, right? Just the way they've been playing, just the way they've been showing out. I don't think the Bills deserve to be there. Um, with such a great team they have, right? Obviously riddled with injuries right now, but with a great team they have, I they lost to the Dolphins and they lost to the Jets,
I mean, the
right?
Dolphins are a good team though, so
And the other teams they've played, the only other contender I would say is the Chiefs, and they barely, won that game in my opinion.
yeah, I agree.
So everyone else, like the Steelers, obviously has no chance going up against a team like that.
Right.
Just star power and and just the way they've been playing. It's hard to play against them, but like you
And
guys
not
said, having a great defense, you guys can beat them.
right. And not to mention, I think that was Pickett's first game as a starter, correct?
Right.
So they really didn't need to come in very prepared because Pickett wasn't very prepared.
Right, exactly. And another thing is, I don't believe. I'm sorry to say this. I don't believe the Cowboys are a great team and Super Bowl contender.
I wouldn't say they're a
But
Super Bowl contender, but
they can beat the Bills, in my opinion, because of that defense alone.
I agree with that.
Right, like we
Yeah.
said, great defense can stop the Bills' amazing offense for some reason, even though they have more names on that offense than I probably can say.
Yeah.
Right, it's ridiculous how many names they got on that offense, and yet they can still lose a game like that. It's crazy to me, especially after they got a running back, right? In Hines, I believe, right?
Right.
And couldn't run the ball, like they couldn't score.
Well,
I
that
don't
just
know,
goes back to say his point. Credit to the Jets defense. That defense is
right?
very underrated.
For sure.
And they have a defensive minded coach in Robert Saleh who has really revamped that defense.
Yep.
And they haven't played a good quarterback yet, that Jets defense, though, you know?
That's true.
So,
Wait till Tua plays.
so moving to the Dolphins, right?
Mhm.
Beating the Bears 35-32, which
Yeah.
in my opinion, like last podcast, give the Bears respect. They deserve to be here now. They got everyone's attention.
Yes,
What are you guys' opinions on that game?
I agree. Justin Fields played a heck of a game and he's been playing great for 3 straight weeks. But obviously, it wasn't enough because that Bears defense still isn't good because they traded away their top two pieces and it wasn't even good before that. So all you really have to do to beat the Bears is outscore them. It's just like the Lions. All you have to do to beat them is outscore them because their offense can only score so many points until it gets too much.
Justin Fields had a phenomenal day. Um, whether it was him throwing the ball through Miami's weak defense or Justin Fields slipping out of a sack and running the ball.
Just running it. Like Mike McDaniels told him to stop scrambling.
And it was true, bro. I was feeling that same way. Because no matter what, Miami would have a sack, he would break it and then run for like 10 yards
Yeah.
every time.
Yeah. He does that to a lot of teams. Like watching him against the Cowboys, it made me so mad. I was like, bro, just sack him.
I just need my defense to get healthy again, or at least healthier.
Yeah, it's not looking like Byron Jones is going to come back, though, if we're going to be honest.
No. But that's fine. Crossan's been stepping up. Noah's been stepping up. They didn't play great against the Bears, but like they weren't getting exposed in the
I
passing
mean,
game.
it wasn't even the receivers. It was really just all Justin Fields.
And he was smart with it too.
That's true, yeah.
Extending plays and the open guy that had like there was a couple times where it was a receiver guarded by a linebacker. Justin
Mhm.
Fields knew he just had to like create time and then he could hit him.
Yeah. So,
Would you? Oh, go
go
ahead.
ahead. No, you're
I
good.
was just gonna say, would you say he's better than Jackson, Justin Fields, as like a mobile quarterback, smart with the ball?
Better than Lamar.
Yeah,
He has potential to be better, I would say.
I would
obviously
agree with
he's
that.
Right
still
now,
young in his
no.
career, but
Yeah, right now it's a no, but I could see him surpassing me eventually. But I was gonna ask, you've been disappointed the past 2 weeks against, opponents you thought you should blow out. What do you think about this week? Like, are you still disappointed? Do you think it should have been a blowout?
I mean, like I've been saying, the offense, phenomenal.
Hmm.
mhm.
Tua should be MVP conversations right now.
Oh, he should be in it 100%.
Um, the defense, I'm not thrilled with, but at the same time, they played a good game.
Hmm.
Um, a lot of times when it really mattered, they stopped the Bears.
Yeah, like the last
But
few possessions.
yeah, and even then, like there was a few possessions early in the game where the Bears got stopped, or not like early, but like earlier.
Hmm.
And then the Dolphins offense would come down and score. But I'd like to see them do better. I think they will be better because that was Bradley Chubb's first game.
Right.
I think he saw us get fully acclimated into the
Hmm.
defense.
It was also Jeff Wilson's first game. He played pretty good too.
He's Miami's running back one, I think, right now.
I think so too. Yeah.
He got most of the carries from that game rather than Raheem. Reception wise, he got more receptions, I think, too, and he
Yeah.
scored. So
I was. How much did Bradley Chubb play? Like he must have not played a lot if they were getting run over all that like that. Did he?
he played a good amount. I want to say he probably played like 60% of snaps.
Oh dang. So he just wasn't used to the playbook basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All I know is he had a sack on Justin Fields at one point.
Hmm.
But Justin Fields got out of that and ran for like 15 yards. Was not happy with it. But the more time he learns the defense, the more plays he's going to play on defense. Like
Right.
Jerome Baker plays all defensive snaps pretty much, except like
Hmm.
4 a game maybe.
Right.
I
It's like
expect
Mike.
Bradley to be on that.
Right. It's like Micah Parsons on the Cowboys, which what Bradley will be.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do agree with Gio. The record might not show it, but the Bears are an improved team. They're not winning yet, but I think in the future, give it a year or two, you could see a winning record.
I think they're just missing that deep threat, like physical wide receiver that can win like jump balls.
Right. And that's why they got Chase Claypool, I feel like.
I don't know if I trust him as a deep threat though.
But that was the best option out there at the time, though, when they made the trade.
Yeah.
So, but they'll probably get, I think they probably draft a receiver. That's their main need, I would say,
Hmm.
if they have a high draft pick, or if there's free agents out there, go get one of them.
Darnell Mooney is dirty too, running routes,
He's
bro.
very underrated. He is very quick,
His route running too is phenomenal.
for real. Speaking of wide receivers, there's a big name wide receiver who's been coming up in the Cowboys talks
Well,
recently.
if
Oh,
you
go
don't
ahead.
mind,
Yeah, go ahead.
sorry. Since we're on the Tua Tagovailoa, being an MVP conversation,
Hmm.
I personally don't have him being there right now.
I think
In
he's in
my
the
opinion.
conversation personally, but I don't think he'll win it.
Well, why should he be in the conversation if he's not even top 5 in passing yards? Yet
Well,
he's
okay,
got top
you
5
know,
receivers, both
but but
both of
but
them, number 1 and number 5 in receiving yards.
but you know why he's not top five in
Well,
passing
obviously
yards?
he was hurt, right? He didn't play what 2 3 games.
Right.
He's got
2.5.
1,900 passing yards right now, right? Or about 1,200, right?
Hmm.
He's still behind Justin Herbert at 1,000 yards.
But if you're looking at it, who's had the better year? Even with three missed games, it's Tua.
Here,
So
Gio.
yes.
Let me pitch this to you.
Yeah, go ahead.
So right now there's currently 2 quarterbacks
Hmm.
that are still undefeated
Right,
when they start and finish a game.
right.
Those 2 quarterbacks, Jalen Hurts and Tua Tagovailoa.
Hmm.
Tua is currently 14th in passing yards,
That's right. Yep.
missing two
Two
and a
games.
half games.
Yep.
Meanwhile, you got people like Josh Allen,
Right.
4th in
2,400.
passing yards,
Yep.
only by 500 yards,
Right.
less than 500 yards.
Hmm.
Patrick Mahomes ahead by less than 600 yards. Tua's missed 2.5 full games. And you don't think he'll be at least top 3 with those 2.5 games split?
See, that's where it comes into me is like, why would obviously the way he's playing, right? He should be in that conversation, but really he missed too much time for him to be in that conversation. Is that
Okay.
a correct statement to make?
No.
No, I don't think so.
Only because he is also tied 4th place in the NFL right now for passing touchdowns,
Which is true. Yep.
missing 2.5 games. He currently has the best QB rating in the league.
Right.
His completion percentage is
Isn't it like
64.9, I think.
Yeah,
Or
yep.
69.9,
hmm
if I'm not mistaken.
And he's got 3 interceptions right now.
Yeah, but you can average a little bit more since the
Right.
games he lost.
Yep.
Even then, he's also undefeated. And when you think about MVPs, if you think about clutch moments,
Right. He's got the most in the
Tua's
season right now.
already been having
Oh,
those.
for sure. As we've talked about, Baltimore, right? Buffalo. So,
And I feel like being top 5 in all those stats with 2.5 missed games just proves like how he should be in the conversation already.
In my eyes,
it's
he's top 3 at least in the conversation.
Who you got above him or below him?
Jalen Hurts, you have to put above him.
mhm.
Okay.
And then Josh Allen's below him. Sorry. Those fans, he just is.
Mhm.
Do you have Mahomes number 2 or what?
See, I really want to put Mahomes number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Just like statistically, he's tearing it up. He's
Right.
first in touchdowns,
Yeah.
first in yards, second in QBR.
Without Tyreek Hill too.
So, yeah, he is my number 2. He is my number 2.
So
Personally, I have Mahomes over Hurts, but I do get why Hurts is top 3 for you or number 1 for you.
I mean, realistically, it should be Mahomes number 1, but
right, that's who I got at number 1 too.
just because of the record wise, it's the only reason I put him above him right now.
That's fair.
And here's the thing for me. You got Hurts right at number 2. I'm putting Tyreek Hill more as an MVP than I am Tua. Just
But
because
I don't think Tyreek Hill would be doing this on the Chiefs without Tua though.
oh, he would. 100% he would. He would have the most receiving yards in the league right now. That's
I don't
100% correct.
I don't know.
Oh, he would.
I don't think so. There's more weapons over there, I feel like.
They
See,
wouldn't have gotten those weapons if they didn't get rid of Tyreek.
They would still have Kelsey, and Kelsey was the main weapon over there.
And guess what? They both were number 1 receiving yards and tight end and wide receivers.
fair. The only other thing is Jalen Waddle, number 5 in receiving yards.
Number 5 in receiving yards, right. So in my opinion, I just have Tyreek because he changes the dynamic of that team, that offense. Do you really think, honestly, full-hearted, honesty right here, do you think the Dolphins would be in the position they were without Tyreek and if they only had Jalen?
No, but that's why they traded everything for Reed.
Right, exactly. So do you think that Reek deserves the MVP more than Tua then?
No. Tyreek played 3 extra games and lost 3 extra games. Tua's undefeated when he finished games.
I can see your point there, but the reason why I feel like they win those games is because of the greatness of Tyreek Hill.
No, it's because of the quarterback. He couldn't win without Tua.
Here it is for me, right? Tua Tagovailoa couldn't do anything without Tyreek. They were winning, but they weren't really.
He was winning. He had an 11-win season without Tyreek. He just missed the playoffs because of standings, really.
And he got hurt, and Jacoby Brissett had to play a lot last year too.
Right. But I'm telling you right now, Tyreek Hill changed the dynamic of that team. Tyreek Hill is the MVP on that team, in my opinion. Yes, you got Teddy Bridgewater, right? Who threw more to Jalen Waddle than he did Tyreek Hill. He targeted more Jalen. Is that correct? In the targets? To my recollection, I believe it is, but
It might be true, but like even then, it was kind of equal, I think. Either way, just the team performance when Teddy played compared to Tua, they're 2 completely different
team
offenses.
performance for sure, Tua, right? But I think Tyreek Hill is the reason why they are so successful. And I honestly would give him the MVP than Tua.
I mean, fair. I appreciate you putting my boy out there, but yeah, I'm gonna stick with Tua. That's my quarterback.
I agree. I think Tua is more He deserves it more than Tyreek Hill, in my opinion.
The only reason I say that is because of if the team was the same when Tua was hurt,
Exactly.
then I would be 100% Tyreek.
Yeah.
But
It just wasn't the same.
it was a completely different offense when Skyler and Teddy played.
They could only score like 17 points at best compared to what 35-40 when Tua was at quarterback.
Yes, sir.
So,
But the
personally,
MVP should go to Patrick Mahomes.
I agree, 100%.
No.
Who you got? You got Tua? You think it should go to Tua?
I think if Tua was healthy the whole season, it would be a runaway right now. Tua.
But that's because of the weapons, right?
What do you mean?
That's because of Jalen Waddle, right? And Tyreek Hill.
Bro, weapons aren't weapons if they don't have a good quarterback. It's really that simple.
Patty's got Travis Kelce, Juju Smith-Schuster, Vasquez,
It's
Rashad
really
Hartman.
let's just be honest. It's really just Travis, and then everything else is because of Patty.
I mean, Juju's playing good over there.
Because of Patty.
No, because he's revamped his career because of his route running.
And because he has Patty.
So you're telling me wait. So your argument is that the receiver isn't anything unless they got a good quarterback.
That is true, yes.
Correct. Yeah.
Juju is playing phenomenal because his quarterback is phenomenal.
Correct.
He had a good quarterback last year, though.
That is no, he did not. No,
you don't think Big Ben last year
you know
was
that,
good?
and you know that. I'm sorry, Big Ben. You are my guy. You got me 2 Super Bowls, but you shouldn't have been in the pocket last year.
That's fair.
And you know that. I would still have him on my team now just because he can throw the ball and we could score. You know, I have more trust in him than anyone else on that Steelers team.
That's fair.
But for the weapons that Patrick Mahomes has, really, in Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill to leave them, where everyone thought that offense would be struggling, right? Without Tyreek, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for that offense to still be winning games and be as explosive as they are, it is because of the craftiness of Patrick Mahomes and because of Travis Kelce. You have 2 out of the top 5 receivers in the league in Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, right? Not because of the receiving, it's because of the way they catch the ball, they run after the catch, right? Tyreek Hill is known for that.
Yeah, but he's really not doing that.
He's not doing that. If you watch the Dolphins, it's majority deep balls.
And even then, if he does catch the ball and he has an opportunity to run,
he'll go down.
He's either falling on the ground or he's running out of bounds. He's not playing aggressive like Tyreek Hill type offense where he would be running.
Well, I will say also sometimes he falls on the ground because Tua underthrows him, so he has to come back to get the ball.
Right. So Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle.
That's just occasional. I'm not saying he doesn't do it every time, but occasionally it's underthrown.
In my personal opinion,
underthrown a lot. All right.
Okay.
All right.
But it's improved from last year. We'll give him that.
Even then, people were saying he can't throw the ball more like 50 yards. Boom, he's done it. He's done it over 50 yards one time.
Exactly. So I mean, he's improved, but it has to improve more, in my opinion.
Thanks. But he's doing well. I like it.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
In my personal opinion, yes, give respect to Tua, right? Me and Saya, we've been saying how Tua was a good quarterback when he was hurt last year and all that. I personally believe, yes, he's a good quarterback, but those 2 receivers are something different. They are something different. And that's why he's having these numbers he's having.
Would you put Tyreek Hill top 5 wide receiver from last year?
Oh, 100%.
Easily.
Top 3?
Yes.
Top 3, yes.
Top 2?
Yes. It's him or Cooper Kupp. Pick your poison, really.
I agree.
Not D-Hop, not Justin Jefferson.
I'd rather have Reek over Jay Jettis, personally.
Since last year, I'm having Cooper Kupp or Tyreek Hill.
Okay. But then where would you put Jalen Waddle? You can't say he's a top 15 wide receiver
No,
last year.
He's top 5. Well, not top 5.
Well, he had the potential. We saw sparks of that, right? But
I'll say top 10.
Oh, he's a top 5 wide receiver right now.
Right now, yeah.
Sure. But
I'm saying overall, if you're talking about overall, I'll say top 10.
Is that again because of Tyreek Hill?
I mean, Tyreek Hill does help. He helps a lot.
He helps a
100%.
lot. Yeah.
He takes a lot of the eyes, which allows Jalen Waddle to have
exactly and a phenomenal, receiver to be the second receiver in Jalen Waddle. He's just gonna get those yards, get those touchdowns, right? So that's why I have Tyreek being the MVP. He's getting all those eyes. He's creating open looks for the rest of his teammates, right? Tua, taking off the pressure off of Tua because of how great he is, how great Jalen is, right? And that's why Tyreek is the focal point of that offense and why he is the MVP.
I do agree he is the focal point of the offense, but I think Tua is the MVP in my opinion.
Is this still Dolphin v. Dolphin, or is this Hill over Patty?
Well, I'm sorry. No, I have Patty winning the MVP. I'm saying Dolphin versus Dolphin, right? Tua.
Yeah, right now for me, Mahomes is the MVP.
Right. Tua versus Tyreek.
Tua.
Higher in the MVP voting, right? I think Tyreek deserves it more.
I got Tua.
I mean, fair. I think if the NFL was more of like an open-minded league.
Exactly.
Right, which they are not.
That's my main concern is that it's if we're being honest, it's a quarterback winning award.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. And that's why Tua would win it. But like I said, in my opinion, Tyreek Hill deserves it more.
That's fair. That is fair.
But I also still want to give credit to Tua.
Oh, for sure. That's what. Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Much improved from last year.
Oh, for sure.
MVP by the end of the season.
MVP. He's having MVP numbers.
When healthy, yes.
And he's undefeated, like Nick said, when healthy. Highest QBR, right? Is because of those two boys on the side of him, Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle.
Yep.
So
that's fair.
Yeah.
Speaking of receivers, we got a big name receiver rumored to potentially come to the Cowboys. Odell Beckham Jr. Cowboys have officially entered the running. The top 3 teams that Odell have named are the 49ers, and the Bills. So out of those 3 teams, what are you guys' thoughts on each of them and the best fit for Odell? It doesn't have to be one of those teams either. It could be an outside of the box team.
G, I'm gonna let you go.
All right. I'm gonna spice it up a little bit. I'm gonna say Green Bay Packers, in my opinion, would be the best spot to resurrect Aaron Rodgers' career. Right? Obviously, they don't have enough of a team to be contenders. But they would start winning games profoundly, and winning big. They would win the division. They would possibly win the divisional round, I would say, but nothing farther than that because the greatness of Aaron Rodgers and Odell Beckham Jr. could do that for a team. But the realistic choice here is going to be the Buffalo Bills. And I hate to say it, how just keep adding the great names to that team. But if he wants to win a Super Bowl, that's a team where I'm going to because I love Dak. I don't trust him as much as I do in Josh Allen, right? The Rams, he already tried that. Obviously, they're not playing as well as they should be right now, but he can always go back, try to repeat it, right? He already played with Cooper Kupp, and he's played with quarterback. I'm sorry.
Matthew
Stafford, right, yes. So he's played with Matty Stafford already, so he can run it back there. 49ers, I do not trust Garoppolo, and that's the reason why I pick either the Bills, Green Bay sleeper, or the Rams, just because I don't trust Dak and I don't trust Garoppolo.
That's fair. Bugging on Dak, though. But
I don't think so.
I think you're underrating Dak heavily, personally.
No way.
But yes, you are. Top 15 quarterback in the league.
When he chokes, maybe.
Top 15 quarterback in the league.
That chokes, right?
Top 1.
No, he's top 15.
Top 15 that chokes.
No, he doesn't choke. The team chokes around him.
So you're saying the chokers are Goff, obviously. That boy choked an entire Super Bowl.
Right.
Garoppolo, who choked a Super Bowl and playoffs. Okay. Then you got I hate to say it, but it's got to be, Baker Mayfield, right?
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
And then I got Dak, right? That's
No.
top 5 chokers in the league.
No, Dak doesn't choke. The team around him chokes. That's that simple.
Choked.
No.
All right.
We will prove that narrative wrong in the upcoming season. You will see. But getting back to Odell, I don't think Green Bay is a great fit. Personally, I think Aaron Rodgers' best years are behind him. I don't blame the receivers as much as other people are. I blame Aaron Rodgers. I think he doesn't have the chemistry with the receivers that he should. He doesn't know the routes they're running, which showed this week against the Lions. And I just don't think he's putting the time in with them because he doesn't want to be with the Packers. And that's obvious to me. And I think that's why the Packers are losing. The main reason the Packers are losing are Aaron Rodgers. And I think if they want to win, they're going to have to turn to Jordan Love next year or draft the quarterback or trade Aaron Rodgers to potentially the Steelers, like Gio said. But I just think Aaron Rodgers is the main problem in Green Bay, and I don't think that Odell would help them that much. But getting back to the 3 teams, I would agree the best fit is the Bills because he wants to win. And it is a known fact that the Cowboys don't win in the playoffs. We'll see if that keeps continuing this year. But if he wants to win a ring, the best bet out of those 3 are the Bills. But I would love to see him on the Cowboys, given how our receiver core is good, but it's not as talented as it would be with Odell. I think Odell in the slot would open up things for CD. CD wouldn't be getting double covered as much as he is right now. And he'd go back to being the number 2 receiver where he thrived last year. I think it would just open up the offense that much more. And I really hope it does happen.
Fair. For me, it depends what Odell wants. If Odell's chasing a ring,
which I think he is.
I think so too. I think San Fran's the best choice.
Really?
Although I also do not trust Jimmy G.
Right. Yeah.
I think they have the best defense in the league.
For sure.
They have Christian McCaffrey, who's going to run their zone run offense heavy.
Right.
And then I think you pair Debo and Odell. I think it'll be real nice because Odell's going to be a route runner that can catch really hard to catch balls.
Yeah.
And then Debo's going to be more of like a power receiver. Hit him on a slant. He might break a few tackles and run. Individual play wise, I think Odell should go to a team like the Cowboys. Buffalo, I don't think would be a good fit.
They got receivers, yeah.
Like he could go to Buffalo, but he's going to be a wide receiver too.
I'd say,
Wasn't he that last year as well?
He was that last year, yeah.
So he's played that number 2 spot perfectly.
Yeah.
But I also don't see the Bills being good enough to win the Super Bowl. So I think that would be a bad decision. Even with OBJ.
That's fair.
So we are all waiting enthusiastically of what Nick was about to say about OBJ. So what were you going to say?
But the best team for him to make an impact on and also win
is
the Miami Dolphins.
Oh, come on.
Think about it.
Okay,
you can see the numbers Jalen Waddle's putting up at the wide receiver 2 spot.
That's right.
Waddle's got a lot of speed. He's got good route running. But he does not have the catchability that Odell does.
So you're going to put him at the 3?
I'm putting Odell at the 2.
Right. I'm saying Waddle at the 3?
Yeah.
Your boy?
Can you imagine how explosive that already explosive offense would be?
Okay, but you just said that if Odell wants individual stats instead of like a ring, that he should come to the Cowboys. So if he's going to the Dolphins with 2 other receivers, he's only going to get, like, I'd say at most 500 receiving yards for the rest of the year.
I don't know about that one.
But then why not go to Green Bay?
Because Green Bay, they're not going to be contenders like
Exactly.
Miami,
He wants to go to a contender and get stats at the same time.
which is why Miami would be a great fit.
But I think the Cowboys would be a better fit because he'll get more stats.
Like I said before, I do not trust Dak.
I think you're bugging on Dak. Dak's better than
I
most
have
quarterbacks.
trust in Tua more than I do Dak. For
Can't say
sure.
Tua.
No. I think I'd rather have, if I was Odell, I'd rather have Dak. But I might be biased, but yes.
Wow.
Really?
Yes. I think Dak's got a better deep ball than Tua.
Yeah, that's
I'd
about it.
rather have a
No, he's a better
player.
quarterback.
I'd rather have the walking concussion instead of a player that gets hurt when they get, just touched.
Dak does
So-
not, he does not get, this injury prone has to go away. He is not injury prone. I
Oh,
promise
he
you.
is though.
He's
He
not.
is.
He broke his ankle. Okay. Now he's injury prone. He's not injury prone, bro.
It's
He's
more
had,
than that.
he's
It's a
had one,
thumb.
no, he's had one major injury,
Okay.
and the thumb wasn't even his fault. He hit a helmet. If you hit a helmet, yeah, you're going to be out for 6 weeks.
Oh, 6 weeks. Yeah, 6 weeks.
I promise you, if you hit a helmet with that velocity, you would have been out more than 6 weeks. And
Okay.
break an ankle, yeah, you're out for the year. Those are the two major injuries. The rest are minor. He's not injury prone.
He's
But yeah, if Odell wants the best individual stats,
It's the
Good.
Cowboys.
it's the Chiefs, hands down.
But that's not even
honestly
that's
the
not even an
best
option
team.
though. We're talking about the options that he's saying.
Why isn't that an option?
He doesn't want to go there? I don't know. It's his choice, really.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, but neither is Miami or Green Bay.
Right. Well, Green Bay is on the list, but the little
But his top three choices that he listed today were the Bills, the 49ers, and the Cowboys.
So I'm picking the 49ers.
I got the Cowboys. I'm
Uh,
biased,
40
but I got the Cowboys.
Yeah, yes, because they do choke in the playoffs, and I can understand that reasoning right there.
No, because he'll get the most individual stats and he will help us win. We will
won't
get
get
to the
that.
MC Championship if we get Odell. I'm stating that right now.
You said NFC Championship, right? That
Okay.
ain't the Super Bowl, bro. That ain't getting you a ring.
If we get to the NFC Championship, we could get to the Super Bowl.
No, you guys choke.
No, we would get
Hands
to the Super
down.
No, we can get to the Super Bowl.
If it's between the 49ers
I know a
and the
Steelers fan
Cowboys-
is not talking about choking.
Excuse me?
You're not going to be in the playoffs. You're going to be sitting at home watching.
You're talking
This
about
year
my
and next
profound
year.
Steelers? One of the
Yes.
greatest franchises in NFL history.
So are the Cowboys.
No, not even
Yes.
close.
We have 6 of those things. You have 7. You got one more. Don't talk.
It's not even close.
The Cowboys are
even
better than the Steelers. You're right.
Of those
Oh,
three
really?
teams,
Yes.
there's only
Really?
one team that's
I don't
been
think
to the Super Bowl.
98% would agree with you right now.
I
The
think they
Steelers
would.
are way better than the Cowboys, hands down. You
Hell
cannot
no.
even argue. There is no argument.
There is an
that
argument. The Cowboys are
next
better.
to the Steelers.
Put it in the
There's no
comments.
argument.
Put
We
it-
do not
there's an
choke.
argument.
We win.
Put it in the comments.
We are known
Cowboys
to
or
win.
Steelers.
We are known to be winning franchise. The Steelers
not.
are known to be winners.
No, you're not.
Who do the Cowboys? What do the Cowboys do? They're known to choke. They are the
6 of
Cowboys.
them. 6, bruh.
Back when?
Okay. When's the last time the Steelers won? Same time.
No, 2009. 2009.
Oh,
The
10 years
Cowboys
ago.
haven't even been in the playoffs. Are you
Yes,
kidding
we
me?
have every year, and you guys are sitting at home
How
watching.
many playoff wins you have in the last 20 years? Tell me right now.
Bro, more than the
Tell me
Steelers,
now.
because the
You
Steelers
can't-
are at home watching.
Eli Manning.
More
Eli
than the
Manning.
Steelers, because the
You
Steelers
kidding
are
me
home
right now?
watching.
You're arguing me about the Steelers and the Cowboys?
Yes, because the Cowboys are better. I promise you.
Oh my gosh. I can't talk football with you, bro. I can't.
The
I
Cowboys
can't-
are a better franchise than the Steelers. End of
That
discussion.
is no way anyone's agreeing with you.
Put it in the
except-
comments. I promise you, more
All right.
Cowboys will be in the comments.
Hold up.
Yeah, the
hold up,
Cowboys
hold
because
up.
they're team fans, right? The fans have better numbers for Cowboys.
No, it's because
That's
it's facts.
it. And
It's
they're
facts.
crazy. I'm sorry to say this, but the Cowboys fans, they're crazy. They think
No.
they're the best franchise in the league.
Okay.
No,
hold
we
up,
don't. We're one of
Hold
the
up.
best.
Hold up. Pause.
Okay, pause.
Gio?
Yeah.
I will give you 1 minute to talk about why the Steelers are the best team, are the better team. After Gio's 1 minute, Jake, I'll give you I'll let you give 1 minute on why the Cowboys are the best team. I'll give each of you then a 30-second rebuttal towards each other.
I just want to
And
know, what is your answer? What is your answer, Nick?
The Dolphins, hands down.
I love myself some Dan Marino, right? But
Neither of y'all had the perfect season in your entire franchise. I know.
you
That is
did.
fair. That is fair.
You
That's
did.
fair.
That's fair.
That is
That's fair.
fair.
And that was a long time ago. You know that too.
1972 was it a good year?
Was the best year in your guys' franchise. And you guys won the Super Bowl too.
Hey, they might win it again this year. We'll see. We'll see.
Exactly.
But I just don't think anyone would agree with you except for Cowboys fans.
I disagree. I think a lot of NFL fans would.
No, no one would.
I promise you, people would.
No.
Your bias is coming out.
In
Are you
recent
kidding?
success,
You're saying you're not biased right now?
Of
You're
course
telling
I'm
me right
biased,
now.
but of course I'm biased, but I guarantee you it's closer than you think it is.
Oh, it's closer than I think it is. Yes, I do agree. But relevancy and whoever wins, our franchise is known with winning. You guys are known for choking.
But we have 6 of them things. You can't say that we're known for choking just because we've choked the past 10 years. We still have 6.
20, I would say like 20 years.
I'd say 10. We still have 6. And it's not all okay. I'm not gonna blame refs, but it's not always our fault that we lost. If we're gonna talk about this, Des Bryant caught the ball. Everyone knows that. We should have moved on in that game. I'm not gonna get into that. And there's not, yes, majority of the time it's on the team. Last year, that was all I'm gonna say it. That was all on Dak Prescott. I blame
Plus,
Dak Prescott
you
for
guys
last
are
year.
in the NFC.
Right, yes.
Me and Nick were accustomed to losing to Tom Brady every single game when the Patriots were the Patriots.
Okay.
Who won 6 Super Bowls where the Steelers had to go through that Tom Brady team.
But if you take Tom Brady out of the
AFC,
if you take Tom Brady out of the AFC, just hypothetically, the NFC is the better division. In my opinion. In my opinion, the NFC is better than the AFC.
Really?
Not this year.
Really?
I'm saying overall, personally, I think so. Not this year, but overall in past years, it was better, in my opinion.
No.
I think so.
You had the Bills coming up. You had Kansas City coming up. You had the Steelers on their way out. You had the Patriots on their way out. Like, you had the Jets for a couple years making some noise.
Both conferences this year, if we're being honest, both divisions this year are okay, mediocre.
You had the Titans.
Titans, I'm not.
So,
not worried
but
about
you
them.
guys were in the NFC East, no less.
Okay.
And you guys still couldn't win at all.
We still won the division though.
With losing records, I'm sure
No, we won. We won with winning records. And the worst record we ever had was 8-8. That's it.
Right, and what was it, like 10 and?
No, we were 8-8, and we won the division.
Yeah, but what's your best? Like
our best is last year. Our best is last year, which was, I believe, 12-5.
12-5, right?
Yes. No, our best was 13-3 actually. Dak and Zeke's
13-3.
rookie year.
Okay.
Yes.
But that was all. I'm sorry, I just can't even do this argument. I can't. So
back to Odell.
Let's move on.
Back to Odell. What Say was saying before, Gio got heated. Let's go.
Individually, it would be Kansas City. You pair him with Patrick Mahomes. He's
for sure
easily the wide receiver 1 on that team. They're still a good team. I think that would be the best fit for him.
That's fair. I feel like personally, just because of our lack of receivers, that's why I feel like it would be the best fit for the Cowboys, because James Washington, even when he comes back, Gio knows this as a Steelers fan. He is very injury prone. He will get hurt again majority of the time. As much as I hate to say it, I don't have trust in his health. And Michael Gallup, he's more of a deep threat, if anything. So I feel like Odell would just bring that slot presence that we had last year before we let Cedric Wilson go. And he just replaced Cedric's production, but do an even better job than Cedric did.
Fair.
Or you could even put Odell on outside, put CD in the slot.
CD's gonna be taking some of his targets though.
I mean, I feel like CD would be okay with that as long as we're winning. He was fine with it last year.
I'm just saying though, I like CeeDee Lamb as a wide receiver too, more than Juju.
That's fair. I agree.
So individual stats, it goes to Kansas City.
Mm-hmm.
Being a good team
goes to Kansas City.
Goes to Kansas City, I would say right now.
Okay, that's fair.
But yeah.
But would
Out
you
of those
disagree on that, Jake?
No, I said that's fair.
Okay. Just want to make sure we're clear that Kansas City's better than the Cowboys right now.
I would say talent-wise, the Cowboys are better, but record-wise,
No. Overall, Kansas City better than the Cowboys, yes or no?
talent-wise, the Cowboys are
No,
better.
just yes.
No,
It's a straight
no.
yes or no.
I would say no too, though.
You would say no? Better than Kansas City?
I think Kansas City has a better offense, but their
Yeah, but
defense
the
is
defense,
lackluster.
that defense goes to us.
Oh, for sure. But overall team, Kansas
Yeah,
City or Dallas?
I'm gonna give it to Kansas City solely because of Patrick Mahomes.
And
Patrick Mahomes. That's it.
Travis Kelce too.
oh, come on, yeah, thank you. He's the best tight end in the game.
Second.
No, I got him as best over Kittle, personally.
Nah,
He wasn't even gonna say Kittle.
Yeah, he was.
I was gonna say Kittle.
Oh, were
But
you?
you want me to say Gesicki?
I thought that's what you were gonna say. So
Because he's a better receiving tight end than Travis.
Gesicki is?
Yeah, easily. He's got a wider catch radius. He's
okay,
faster.
yep,
Runs crispier routes.
I do agree with that.
He got a better gritty.
Gesicki. He's coming back.
Gesicki got the better gritty too, if we're being honest.
For the sake of this argument, I agree with you guys. OBJ can make any team great, right?
Right.
100% better than what they were. If I'm going based off of quarterbacks, I'm picking Dak over Garoppolo. Because I do believe Dak is a better quarterback than Garoppolo. Even though Garoppolo's had more success in the playoffs, it is not Dak's fault. Like Jake has said, it is more team-based, choking than Dak. But with OBJ, they'd have more weapons, more opportunities. They'd be a better offense, one of the best defenses. It'd be hard to beat them, but it is the Cowboys. And the Cowboys will do what the Cowboys do, and that is choke.
No, we'll prove you wrong this year. But go ahead, Zaya.
Let me talk to OBJ. Odell?
All right. No,
All right,
I'm making my pitch after you. Go ahead.
Hear me out, Odell. You don't want to go to Buffalo. All right. With Buffalo, you're going to be there. Yeah, you might look decent, being wide receiver too. Even then, Allen does like to force feed Stephon Diggs just based off their friendship, Stephon's going to get a lot of targets. He's going to continue to be forced the ball. You might have a decent season being the wide receiver too. Even then, I don't think the Bills' defense is good enough to stop Kansas City's offense.
I agree.
And I don't think the Bills' defense is good enough to stop Miami's offense.
That's fair.
Or even the Chargers.
Chargers got to get there first.
They will.
We'll
But
see.
Odell. The Cowboys and Niners, great picks. Go to one of those teams. All right. The Niners, you have the best defense in the league when healthy. You got Christian McCaffrey in that backfield, who's going to take a lot of the zone runs. The runs will open up the pass game. Right now, it's Debo and then you. Brandon Ayuk ain't messing with you in terms of targets.
No.
And Odell, go to the Cowboys if you're not going to go to the 49ers. CeeDee Lamb was best when he was a wide receiver too. You can be there, put up good numbers alongside CeeDee Lamb, knowing that both you are threats. They have Tony Pollard in their backfield, who is also a nice running back. The Buffalo Bills don't have a running back. Just don't go to Buffalo.
I do agree. Come to the Cowboys. You want to play with a great defense? We got a great defense. You want to play with a lion? We got a lion over there in Micah Parsons. And what wins championships? What won the Rams a championship last year? The defense. I'm not saying the Cowboys will win the championship, but I'm saying we have a chance, and our chances improve dramatically if you come and help us with those chances. And yes, CeeDee Lamb was definitely better as a wide receiver too. So you could come in here, get wide receiver one production, and be the Odell you were at New York, route running like that, and it'd be fun to see. especially as a Cowboys fan, because you brought me nightmares as a New York Giant.
Gio, would you like to make a pitch for any team or a team that he should not go to?
If you want to win,
Don't do
don't
it.
go to the Cowboys.
Oh.
They choke. They choke.
Shut up, G.
You're not go to the Cowboys. If you want to win, go back to the Rams. All
Yeah,
right?
no, they're not winning. Promise you.
Go back to the 49ers. Or go to the 49ers, actually. Just like Nick said, they have the best defense in the league.
Cowboys got better. What?
That is a false statement.
No, we got the best defense in the league. I 100% believe that.
That is a false statement.
100% believe it.
With you on the 49ers offense, you guys will have the best offense, the most explosive offense. Maybe arguably next to the Dolphins and the Bills. But with you on that team, it'll be scary. You guys will have a better chance at winning the Super Bowl than if you went to the Cowboys. And that is
No.
100% fact.
No, because Jimmy Garoppolo is a mid quarterback, and his quarterback play would drastically improve if he came with Dak to the Cowboys. But
Okay.
anything else you want to add, Seth?
Don't go to Buffalo, Odell.
Yeah,
Yeah,
say
just
it
don't go to
say
Buffalo.
it as a Dolphin fan is
Come on.
really against you going to Buffalo. So if you watch this, please don't sign with Buffalo.
No, not as a Dolphins fan.
Just as a
As an
football fan.
Huh?
Just as a football fan, don't go to Buffalo. Everyone's going to Buffalo. Do something different.
Nah, as an Odell Beckham Jr. fan, you don't want to go to Buffalo. Their defense is third amongst those teams we were talking about.
Yep.
And just don't go to Buffalo, because Stephon Diggs will just take up all your personal numbers. I don't see them getting a ring this year. So just don't go to Buffalo. As an Odell Beckham fan, that's all I want. It's for you not to go to Buffalo.
As an Odell Beckham fan, I'd love for you to come to Dallas.
Why did he choose 3 franchises that choke?
I don't know, his choice.
Buffalo, we know they choked in the 90s, right? They can't win a Super Bowl to save their lives.
Right.
Cowboys, I'm sorry to say this, same thing, man. The same thing. Back in the day, you guys.
I mean, hey, we got 6 of them things, if we're going to be honest.
I'm saying you guys were scary back in the day, but in the last 20 years, nowhere to be found.
I'd say 10 years.
One of those 3 teams won the championship.
I promise you.
20 years.
Oh, that is true.
And they made the Super Bowl.
True.
So, gotta go to the 49ers, though.
No, you got to come to Dallas.
Or the Dolphins. You want the rank, but.
Oh.
Yeah, but
Nah, come to Dallas, Odell. That's my final statement. Moving on to the NBA. It was announced today that the Nets will not hire Ime Udoka. They are going to stick with their now head coach instead of interim head coach, Jack Vaughn, at least for the rest of the year. What are you guys' thoughts on that? You think it's the right move?
maybe. I don't really know.
I mean, they did look. I will say I haven't really watched much of the Nets, but they did look good under Jack Vaughn tonight against the Knicks.
Valid. I think it's good to have him for the year, see what he
Right.
can do.
Yeah.
And then they don't have to be controversial with getting Udoka.
Right.
So, yeah, I would just say stick out this year, see what happens. Hire a good accountability coach next year
100%.
if it doesn't work out.
Who are the top accountability coaches out there that you would like to see them hire as an NBA fan?
I don't even know, bro.
Like, you think Mark Jackson would be a good fit for them if he wants to come out of retirement and coach? Or do you just
Yeah.
think they're just, well, not they, but Kyrie's just too much of a headache for anyone?
Well, I mean, yeah, no matter who goes there, Kyrie and KD are going to try to run that team again.
Right. I feel like it's not even KD. I just feel like it's Kyrie mainly.
Oh, I mean, you can say that, but at the same time, the only reason I throw KD in there too is just because of the offseason.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Talking
Yeah.
about trade me.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then was like, yeah, I'll play.
After, he was the main reason they got swept. He was like, okay, get me out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But you think Mark Jackson would be a good fit?
Did Mark Jackson coach Carmelo in New York?
I think so. Oh, no, he didn't.
No,
Uh, wasn't it D'Antoni and
it was D'Antoni.
You're right. It was D'Antoni. Mark Jackson coached the Warriors when Steve Kerr was suspended.
yeah, and before that, Steve Kerr was the assistant.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, but maybe I think he might be one of the better names.
Hmm.
But even then, I don't know if he'll be able to hold those two accountable like that.
Yeah. I I don't think there's a coach out there who can hold them accountable, especially Kyrie Irving. Like I just don't think anyone's going to be able to control him. He's in a mind of his own and in a world of his own, and he's just going to do his own thing no matter who's the coach.
I mean, if Kyrie came to Miami, Kyrie would be hooping, and I'm sure he would be on there a lot less eyes.
Yeah, I think Eric Spoelstra would definitely get in his face and be like, "Nah, bro, this is my team."
And if not, UD's gonna threaten to whoop his butt.
That is true. That is true. What you do would be like, "All right, I fought Jimmy Butler. Let's go."
But yeah, it's just a bad situation for Brooklyn.
Yeah, but I think you're right. I think it is best for them to keep their now head coach for the rest of the year, just so they don't have to go through another coaching change midway through the year and learn another system. Because Jack Vaughn was the assistant under Steve Nash, so they can still play in the system that they know, at least for the rest of this year, see where it goes, and then weigh out their options come the offseason.
Facts.
What do you think, Gio?
I agree with you guys. I think this was a great, great thing to do. Secondly though, they got spooked, in my opinion.
By
Yeah, voices
Udoka's,
behind the curtain, right, saying
you
not
think
to sign
someone,
Udoka.
you think like the Celtics spokesperson or someone from there would be like, nah, you don't want to do this?
I think multiple execs talked to the owner,
Hmm.
like you were saying how. Also, I don't think the owner liked how the media portrayed that Udoka was the front runner.
Yeah,
In that respect, I think he just didn't go the Udoka because of the media, because of the noise behind the curtain of all the claims of Udoka, right? But it was great because they would be controversial even more so than they are now if they did sign him. Although I think he is a better coach, he's a great coach. I just think that team would have a lot of headache right now this season, more than they already do. And I think they can move past it now and start winning.
I agree. I think it was a big I think they didn't hire him because of the headache that they would have got, and they already have a big headache in Kyrie Irving. So they're trying to deal with Kyrie, and then if they hire Udoka, they would have dealt with that headache as well. It's just been too much to deal with this so early in the season.
Well,
But speaking of Kyrie, obviously, Kyrie Irving, it was reported that Kyrie Irving did not run the plays that Steve Nash called for him. Steve Nash would call like 10 different plays, and Kyrie would just go out there 10 different times, run a different play. So I feel like Gio was right. It's not so much on Steve Nash, it's more on Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant, in my opinion. After hearing that, what are your thoughts?
if it's true, I agree with you. Do you know who came out and said that?
I don't know who came out. I just saw it was a league source. Or NBA executive said it. That's all I know.
Yeah, if it's true, then yeah, all like that's bad on Kyrie
Hmm.
and Steve Nash should get another shot.
Right.
But I don't know if I trust that being true or not.
Yeah, I agree. I'm just saying hypothetically, if it's true though, that's crazy.
Yeah, then that's completely out of pocket by Kyrie.
Right. What do you got to say, Gio? I know you're on Steve Nash's side already.
Like I said before, like you just previously stated, I believe it's more on Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant. Steve Nash should have gone to a smaller market team like Minnesota, like the Jazz, something of that nature, and coach that team because I think he is a good coach. He would be able to control those players, and then he'd be able to build up his coaching career um, on the low, right? And then go ahead and show his success in the postseason when the time comes. For Kyrie Irving to do this, to disrespect a coach like this, shows me why would a team want you with all the headaches off the court? If you can't even be trusted to run the plays on the court, why would we want you?
Right. Exactly.
Right? If this is true, obviously. Which I suspect it is because we just couldn't understand why the team was so dysfunctional to begin with. And especially when they have great players like Joe Harris, right? Like Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. So when you have good players, great players, and it's dysfunctional like this, it makes zero sense on why they're not, working together. There's no team cohesion. And it is because obviously someone's not doing the job, and that looks like it's Kyrie Irving not following those plays. So
yeah, I agree. I think personally I do believe it because I can definitely see Kyrie Irving do something like this given his past history on other teams. He's always been someone who just does his own thing and doesn't let anyone tell him what to do. It's really his way or the highway. So I feel like it is true. And more blame should go to Kyrie Irving than it does Kevin Durant and Steve Nash, in my opinion.
If you see the way he acts when he was in Cleveland is 100% different.
100%.
How he responds to questions, how he acts now.
The stardom, if we're being honest, the stardom got to his head. He became a star and started acting different.
Or was he closed up when he was in Cleveland because he wasn't a star, and now this is the true Kyrie Irving?
No, I think he became a star and I was like, nah, it's my team. LeBron, get out of here.
Yeah, that could be.
Or is LeBron the cause?
No, I think LeBron was the reason why it didn't come out so soon. I feel like if he came into the league with Cleveland without LeBron there, he would have had drama from the day one.
If LeBron didn't go there, you think he would have drama?
Kyrie, yes, I think Kyrie would have brought drama to the Cavs day one. He stepped foot on in the Cavs court.
I don't believe that.
Yes and no. I do think this is I think Kyrie eventually would have started this.
For sure.
But I think winning the chip put him over the top with that clutch game 7 shot to really put him in stardom.
Yeah.
So I think that's where
it all started, right? Because after that shot, he was like, nah, LeBron, my team. If you don't want it to be my team, I'm out, basically.
Yeah.
And then, everything happened with the Celtics, now the Nets. He's just it's always been in his system. It's just he never got it out until LeBron wasn't there to, keep him under wraps. And him and Kevin Durant are friends too. So KD's not going to stop him.
And it's not like this hasn't happened before, LeBron, because it has. People forget him and Dion Waiters did not have a good relationship when they were both on the Cavs.
Right.
And you can just look by the play of how Dion Waiters played. He would, wait for the ball, wait for Kyrie to be done, and then once he got the ball, then he would shine, right? So really it was the Kyrie Irving show and then Dion Waiters. It's always been the Kyrie Irving show. And if, like Nick or like Jake's been saying, if you don't like the Kyrie Irving show, then get out of his way because that's all it is.
Right. So I feel like I agree with Gio now. After seeing this, more of the blame does go to Kyrie. Majority of the blame, I would say, goes to Kyrie. Some to Kevin Durant because of all the drama he caused in the summer, and that just didn't bode well for Steve Nash coming into the league year.
I think even from the jump, though, Steve Nash is kind of at a disadvantage.
Right, because it was his first coaching job with someone like Kyrie and Kevin Durant. You really expect to win from the jump with those two players. And it was his first time coaching.
And it was chip or nothing.
Right. Yeah.
It's the same thing with Jason Kidd, right? Or was it Derek Fisher? Who was the coach of the Nets with KG and Paul Pierce? Was it Fish?
I think it was Fisher. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Same thing. Chip or nothing, right? Had
Right.
to go up against. I'm sure Nick can, attest to this. Had to go up against the Miami Heat, right? And that was the battle of the East, really. Them and the Pacers with Miami. So for them not to win a chip, that really ended Derek Fisher's coaching career, right, in the NBA.
Yeah, I agree. Most of the blame does go to Kyrie, though, in my opinion.
Yeah, I would agree.
And as a Lakers fan, hearing his name tied to the Lakers still, I don't want it. Too much of a headache. If he comes to LA, I don't even think LeBron would be able to control him anymore with how big his head is.
Right.
So 1-for-1, 3 for Westbrook. You're not taking that?
If Russ continues to come off the bench, no,
Crazy.
Russ is perfect right now.
because I can't have that much of a headache with the losing we're having. I guarantee you, if Kyrie was on this team and we were losing like this, he would act out.
Gotta watch out. They might beat the Clippers tonight.
It doesn't matter. We're still going to lose majority of games, I feel like. But I feel like if we were losing like this and we had Kyrie, he would act out and force his way out. Like even 10 games in, he would try to force his way out, I feel like.
Fair.
So speaking of the Lakers, obviously, been a very rough season. 2-8. Maybe beating the Clippers tonight. Who knows? We can't win close games either, but we'll see what happens. The majority of the blame that I put is on the front office. They are very incumbent, to say the least. They don't want to trade first round picks that are 5 years from now and 7 years from now. I don't understand. If we were trying to win now, we should trade those picks unless you don't want to win. And if you don't want to win, Genie Bus, you shouldn't be owning a team like the Lakers because we are a winning franchise. We don't accept losing. And Rob Pelinka, you should just stop being a GM because you're not even doing anything. You're just sitting at home watching the team lose and being fine with it. I don't understand. What are you guys' thoughts on the front office mainly and Lakers as a whole?
Yes. You want me to go first? All right, cool.
It don't matter. You want me to go first? You want to go first?
It doesn't matter. I got you. Just because you want me to have the cliffhangers, it's all good. So
I
the
can go
Lakers,
first. You want?
it's all good. It's all good. The Lakers as a team is playing to its potential. You can't expect that much from a team. Obviously, you have the big three, right? And Russ, AD, and LeBron. AD's playing to his potential for the most part, I would say, right? He's not shooting as much. He's playing defense. He's hustling. I like to see that. And he's playing through injury right now.
The only person I wouldn't say playing up to the potential, personally, for me, is LeBron James.
Yes, obviously. So I was going to say, yes, thank you. LeBron James hasn't played up to his potential. As we've seen, he's just shooting. He's, lackadaisical on plays, right?
Defense.
He's just on the court.
Very lackadaisical on defense, mainly.
Yes. Yep. And Russell Westbrook, phenomenal job coming off the bench, fitting into his role perfectly, embracing it. I love to see Russell Westbrook off the bench. This is amazing. But to the other guys, they're playing to their potential, right? Lonnie Walker, and all the other guys, right?
There's one guy who's not playing up to his potential, though, and that is Kendrick Nunn.
Right, because we've seen what he can do. Everyone else,
don't give him the ball enough.
And
we don't play him enough, if we're being honest.
Give him the ball, let him work.
He did work the last game when he started.
My God.
All right, keep going, Gio.
So, yes, you have those guys, right?
Yeah, Pat Bev also not playing up to potential, like you said.
What is his potential, though?
I mean, if we're being honest, we signed him for defense. He's playing, I would say, his worst defensive season of his career.
Okay, that's a fair statement then. Sorry, Joe.
All right, so yes, those guys, as you mentioned, Kendrick Nunn, Patrick Beverley, really two guys who hasn't been playing up to their potential. Everyone else has, and it's not what a team needs to be, right, to win a championship. You need better pieces. You need shooters on the team. You really don't have that. You don't have defensive players, right? You don't have elite-minded players, right? Great basketball IQ like LeBron and Russ. Everyone else is subpar, if that. The thing is, it's the front office. And for me, just like Jake stated, it's really the front office, Pelinka, Jeannie Buss. My whole thing is the third quarter. Like every other Lakers game, I'm like, man, they're going to win this game. They're so close in the first half. In the fourth quarter, they're winning. They're going ahead, right? But they're down so much in the third quarter. They're just trying to get back to get that close. If they don't dig themselves that big of a hole in the third quarter, they will win most of their games. It is that third quarter play that is killing them. And if they start figuring it out in the third quarter, yes, they will win games. I think they have a good squad. They're playing to their potential. Two guys not playing to their potential does not cost you games. That third quarter does. And so if they can play in the third quarter, they will win the majority of their games. The fourth quarter, 3 out of the 4 quarters, they're playing great. The third quarter, obviously, they're losing, and they're digging themselves a hole to climb out of, and they can't do it.
How do they get better as a team, though? I don't understand.
So before we left, I asked the question, how can the Lakers team get better? Go ahead.
So, in my full NBA analysis opinion, right, I'm trading my best athlete right now, and that is Russell Westbrook. Although he's playing great, and this is the first time seeing him play good on the Lakers. He's the only asset you guys can actually get rid of and keep AD and LeBron, but also gain depth and gain better players.
I 100% agree. I love the way Russ is playing. He has definitely taken control of his role, like you said earlier in the podcast. And I love how he accepted the role and not sulked about it, but came out with energy and the old Russ of old that every NBA player loved, NBA fan and player loved. It's great to see. But yes, if we are going to make a trade, he is our most valuable asset in order to do that. Because if we do trade Anthony Davis, I think that we get worse. Because yes, we get great players in turn, but LeBron and Russell Westbrook can't work together. And LeBron and Russ on a team without Anthony Davis, I don't think it would work very well.
I didn't say how. Wait.
No, I'm saying if we trade AD instead of Russ.
Yeah, you can't trade AD.
No, I know, but I'm saying if like the Lakers decided to and
Oh,
decided
right.
to keep Russ and
Right.
Bron, it wouldn't work.
Exactly. So I think we were talking about this earlier, Jake, before. Thomas Bryant and Schroeder haven't played yet.
Correct.
Massive pieces, in my opinion, for the Los Angeles Lakers.
That is
You
correct,
get
yes.
big man depth, right, with Bryant, and then you got the scoring ability in Schroeder. It'll be amazing to see. Give those guys a couple of games with the team. I guarantee they'll start winning. And I think Thomas Bryant's the most important piece.
That is fair. I don't know if it'll equate to as many wins as you were saying, but it will help dramatically, especially Anthony Davis's play, because he's not 100%. Obviously, his back has been bothering him all year, and that is accustomed to him. That is accustomed to him playing at the 5. He's not a center, and I think that once Thomas Bryant comes back, Thomas Bryant should start at center, and we put AD at the 4 and LeBron at the 3, and the 2 and the 1 can be whoever Darvin Ham wants to be. Personally, I would like to be Lonnie Walker and Austin Reeves. I think that would be the best starting 5. But I think if when Thomas Bryant comes back, yes, he will help. I'm not really sure how Schroeder will help very much. He didn't do much in his first Lakers stint. He has me a little worried. I hope he does better this stint, but I do agree Thomas Bryant will be a big help.
Fair. But how much better do they really become with Thomas Bryant playing again?
Right. They don't become that much better. That's why I'm saying we need to make a trade. But they said, no, we're not making trades. We're fine with losing, which has me heated.
Who would you trade theoretically?
I want the Indiana deal. That's what I want.
So you would not trade AD?
No, I want to keep
So
Anthony Davis.
really,
Yes.
what if it was like AD?
Personally, Anthony Davis is the best player on the Lakers team this year so far.
So would you trade LeBron?
No, no, because LeBron's LeBron. He will turn it up eventually. I feel like he's starting to hit his threes a little bit tonight, so he's starting to get his rhythm back. But the person I love Russ with the way he's coming off the bench, but he's our most valuable asset to trade, in my opinion.
LeBron?
No, Russ, Russell Westbrook. But who are you saying? Like, what makes you think about AD getting traded? Who you think that we could trade AD for that would make this team so much better? Like better than it is with AD on it.
Well, right now, I don't know who exactly I would trade for, but right now AD's playing good.
Yes,
He's healthy.
right. Well,
So
he's semi-healthy.
he's the healthiest. He's on the court.
Yeah, right.
So his trade value is the highest it's probably going to be for a little bit.
That's fair.
So I think you trade AD now.
I just don't think a team with Russell Westbrook and LeBron James and without Anthony Davis would work, even if
You
Russ
think,
continues to come off the bench.
would you take AD and Russ for KD and Kyrie?
I know I just said that Kyrie is a big headache, but I would do that deal, yes.
Even
Because
if you
Kevin
had to
Durant,
throw in
I feel
Pat
like
Bev?
Kevin Durant and LeBron James, that would be an insane duo. Even though LeBron isn't playing like LeBron of past years, but Kevin Durant is still Kevin Durant.
And Kevin Durant can actually lead his team to the playoffs,
Right.
where LeBron could just coast a little bit.
I mean, LeBron, I just feel like LeBron has seen this team and what they are. He's like, nah, they're not good enough. I'm just gonna do what I want.
It's because he didn't sign up for this.
Right, exactly.
He was supposed to be getting carried by AD at this point.
That is true. But
But yeah,
You said throwing Pat Bev?
let's okay, not Pat Bev. Let's Austin Reeves. You have to throw him in there to get KD and Ree.
I mean, it would hurt to see Austin Reeves go, but I would just do it solely for Kevin Durant, yes.
All right, all right.
But
Yeah.
I think if we're going to do that, AD and Russ would be enough, personally, or should be enough.
Wow.
You don't think so?
No.
You don't think LeBron is on the same level as Kevin Durant, trade value wise?
You want to trade LeBron?
No, I'm saying if we did, though.
So who would you trade? LeBron and Russ?
Oh, I meant Anthony Davis, my fault. I meant you don't think Anthony Davis is on the same level trade wise as Kevin Durant?
No.
Is it close or is it just not close at all?
I mean, it's like decently close. I just think the health reasons I wouldn't put
So,
them.
okay, that's fair. But what if we throw in a pick instead of another player?
Give me two picks, a first and a second.
I would do that because
Well,
I feel like we need to keep the depth on the bench personally.
well, hire
But
me as GM.
but if we're being honest, the Lakers have come out and said, well, Jeannie came out and said that she's fine with losing basically. She's not going to trade the first round picks, which I don't understand. Like I said when I started this rant, you shouldn't be owning a team if you're fine with losing because the Lakers are not a losing franchise. And if you're okay with losing, then you shouldn't be owning any franchise because you're just losing money and revenue at that point, which is just stupid and it's not helping anybody. And I just don't understand it. And I don't understand why Rob Pelinka isn't said he's not going to do the Indiana deal. That doesn't make any sense to me. That's the best deal on the table right now. We should have done it in the offseason, in my opinion. And I just don't understand. And that's why I lost hope in this Lakers season. And I know it's only 10 games in, but that is why I'm calling the season already. Not because I don't believe in the team. Yes, the team isn't performing, but like Gio said, it's performing to the potential it has. I given up on the year because of the front office. I don't trust Rob Pelinka and Jeannie Buss, and they haven't done anything to make me change my mind, and I don't think they will, even come trade deadline.
They want Bronny.
Bronny's in 2025. Our picks are in 2027.
They're gonna trade for Bronny.
Bro, no. I can't deal with what? 3 more years of losing just to get Bronny.
Then they're gonna trade for Zaire as well.
No, bro. I just can't wrap my head around why the Lakers are okay with losing. Like it doesn't make sense. We are a winning franchise. We are one of the most winningest franchises in the league. And they're like, nah, we're fine. Like I don't understand.
You wouldn't want a James and a Wade playing for the Lakers?
We already got a James. It'd be 2 Jameses if we got
I'm
Bronny.
just saying in the future of a Wade and James dynamic duo growing together, playing together, winning
No,
rings
I
together.
I want to win now, personally.
Crazy.
Hey man,
Hey man.
hey man. Like you stated, the front office isn't going to do anything.
No,
You have to be positive about the team you have now.
no, because
The
the
only
team is not
positive-
good.
And
It's not good enough to win.
Just
If we keep this team, I'm gonna be honest. If we
Hey,
keep
man.
this team,
hey man,
if we keep this team the whole year, we will lose more games than we won last year.
hey man, hey man.
What trade should the Lakers make?
We're not gonna trade. I've given up on that.
We're not
thought.
going to trade.
We're not gonna trade.
What trade should the Lakers make?
I'm
They should
not
make
getting my
the
hopes up. I did that
Indiana-
last year and we did nothing.
Hey man,
So
just a second round pick. Who should they trade for?
hey man, the Lakers, the best trade is the Indiana trade, obviously. In my opinion, that is the best trade on the table.
I agree.
If it's me, with what the Heat are and what the Heat are doing, I would want to trade for Jimmy Butler. 2 first rounders and Russell Westbrook.
Untouchable.
Well, with this, I'm just saying, if that's the player they're talking about, there's an unhappy player right now in the NBA on a franchise that the Lakers know is unhappy that could be available for the trade deadline.
And I guarantee you his name is Kyrie Irving. I guarantee it.
But they said it was not Kyrie Irving, and they said it wasn't the Pacers trade. They said it was a different player.
Well, I would
It
need
could
to
be
see the
one
player's
Kevin
name.
Durant, and it could be Jimmy Butler. It could
I
be
would need to
Shea
see the-
Gilgeous-Alexander.
I would need to see the player's name before I say it's better than the Indiana deal. I need to know who the player is. And obviously we don't know that yet.
Right, but I'm expecting it to be a star. Anyways,
I don't.
The Lakers.
I think the Lakers are fine with not getting a star.
Hey man, I understand that. They're fine the way they are. That's why we don't expect them to make a trade. We're just saying what we think they should do. Okay,
Right.
not what they're gonna do. Okay.
Well,
What they're
yeah,
gonna do is they're not gonna do anything.
no.
And the only positivity you got is Thomas Bryant. Okay, he hasn't played a single game yet. You still have the positivity of a full 82 game season with Kendrick Nunn. Okay, he's gonna start going off sooner or later. You got Schroeder, who hasn't played a game yet. Yes, he averaged 14 points a game for you guys in his first go around with the Lakers. He's gonna have a better second. Watch. That's what happened to Dwight. He has a resurrection in his career. Dwight Howard had. Shooter's going to have the exact same thing, in my opinion, second time with the Lakers. Russell Westbrook's going off the bench. Shooter's coming off the bench. Great chemistry there from OKC. That's the OKC brothers right there. You got Thomas Bryant. You got AD at the 4. Hey, man. Things are good in LA.
No, they're
Start
awful.
winning again.
They're
Yeah.
absolutely
Hey.
awful. I promise you. Okay, go ahead, Saya, before I go.
I've got 2 things.
All right, go ahead.
One thing that the Lakers should do in trade. One thing that you gotta be happy about.
Oh
Right.
my God, Buddy Boeheim, not again.
Would it be a sports hype pod if I did not tell the Lakers to trade for Buddy? Think about it. The Lakers trade a second round pick, maybe a first for Buddy Boeheim. Next thing you know, There's 10 seconds left in the game. Who do you want the Lakers to have the ball? LeBron
Matt Ryan.
calls for it.
Matt Ryan.
Buddy, wave
Oh.
him out. Tell him to get off the court. 5v1. Put the ball in Buddy's hands.
Not again.
Sign Melo and bring Buddy. That's
Yes,
Syracuse connection.
They're not going to sign him because someone's already wearing number 7.
Doesn't
he's gonna
matter.
change the number.
Yeah, Troy Brown can change numbers.
He's got to, right?
If we do sign him, yeah.
All right, cool. Because I do not like seeing someone wear number 7 on the Lakers right now.
But hey, man, one thing to look forward to. K-Nunn.
He's going to show out sooner or
His
later.
confidence is gonna come back. His dog's gonna come back out. Next thing you know, he's waving off AD and LeBron. Get off the court. This is my team now. I'm getting those buckets and wins.
Driving in like he used to in Miami, hitting clutch shots like he used to in Miami.
I just don't think that Thomas Bryant and Dennis Schroeder are going to help us enough to get us even to the play-in, personally.
It's going to be enough.
I don't think so.
It's because
I don't think so.
of the pressure on Anthony Davis. You have no other big. Even if you had Dwight Howard, that's enough to relieve the pressure off of Anthony Davis.
I just
Give
don't
him
think
a
they're
break.
going to.
Right now, you're
I
not
don't
giving
think
him a break.
it's not because of Thomas Bryant and Dennis Schroeder. It's because of the lack of shooting, one, and the lack of
Obviously.
defense.
But we've seen the defense. They can have the defense. They were second
Okay,
in the
but
first 6 games.
yeah, you can defend, but if you can't hit threes, you're not going to win in the league. It's really that simple.
I believe it is rebounding as well. I believe, and like we said, scoring. Schroeder's a great scorer.
I don't trust Schroeder. I need to see him do it. I just don't trust him. Based off what I saw in his first stint, I don't like the signing, and I hope he proves me wrong, but I just don't think he's going to do much.
Can I ask you one thing, though?
Go ahead.
When was the last time he had an amazing season?
It wasn't really with the Lakers, though. It was with the Thunder.
Oh, no. It wasn't with the Lakers. Who was it with?
It was with the Thunder.
With who?
Russell Westbrook.
Who's on the Lakers now?
Okay, but it's different times, though. I don't know if it'll be the same.
Hey, you cannot break up that chemistry. Those two guys are dogs. When they play together, they win together. So
we'll see. I just don't think it's going to be enough. I think if we don't make a trade, which I don't expect us to, I think we should do. If we're going to say what the Lakers should do, it's obvious they should make trades and they should trade their first round picks and get Buddy Hield and Miles Turner. But I don't think we're going to make a trade. And I just don't think that this team will be enough to make the play-in as long as we don't make a trade, personally. I think we're going to lose more games than we lost last year if we keep the team we have. That's just my opinion.
You just, as a Lakers fan and as a Cowboys fan, I think your blood pressure goes through enough trauma throughout the seasons.
Yeah, which is why I can't put my hopes up, because once I put my hopes up, it goes.
I think you just gotta be even keel, man. Just stand even level. Take it easy. Ride with the wind. You guys are doing good.
No, we're not doing good. We're 2-8.
Well, then you gotta just chill out, man.
No, bro, it makes me mad. I'm more dedicated to the Lakers than I am with the Cowboys. So.
Oh, I know that for a fact.
Seeing the Lakers be this bad really pains me. And seeing the front office be okay with it, and basically the players being okay with it too, makes me really mad.
Do you know another franchise that's like this?
Who?
It's the New York Knicks. The exact same setup.
Okay, but they don't have 17 championships. We're accustomed to winning.
As of right now, you guys are the exact same franchise.
No, I know, but I'm just saying.
That doesn't care.
I'm just saying with the fans.
Team.
I'm just saying the fans don't really care as much as the Lakers fans, because the Lakers fans are accustomed to winning.
Oh,
the Knicks aren't.
That is false.
The Knicks aren't accustomed to winning like we are, though.
But they care just as much as you guys do.
I don't think so. I don't think they.
Yes, they know their team's not going to be good. But they care just as much as you guys do. The Knicks organization and their fan base is just as big as the Cowboys fan base.
Yeah, that's fair. But I just don't think
Okay.
I think the Lakers fans care more personally.
The only reason why you guys can say you care more is because you win more. That's
Exactly.
it. But they cared the exact same, if not more. They are hungrier to win a chip
Oh yeah, they're
in New
definitely
York
hungry, 100%.
than you guys.
100%. But what
I
were you
mean,
saying?
I think that to be dedicated to a franchise that has been that bad for that long and
Yeah,
still show up, still watch, still pay attention,
that
that's
is true.
dedication right there, and that's the New York Knicks.
But what were you saying? There's a subpar team, front office doesn't care. What else?
Um, subpar office, team doesn't really care. They think it's a joke,
Right.
and yeah, you got plenty of friends who are Knicks fans. You know a couple.
Mhm.
Just ask them. You know, have uh therapy, right? Being a Lakers fan with Knicks fans, you guys can talk it out together because you guys are in the same boat right now. Just relax, enjoy the ride. Look at Russell Westbrook doing his thing. AD is actually playing. How many games is this? This is ridiculous. He's played what, 10 games in a
It's
row? Is this a
honestly
record?
crazy.
No, he missed one
It's
game.
crazy,
He missed
bro.
one. He missed
It's
one game.
crazy. He missed one game out of 10?
But okay, yeah, that's those are positives. I do take care of the positives, but I don't care about the positives unless they result in wins personally. That's just me though.
All right, so
I
hear
think
me
that's
out.
a positive. If you got AD playing,
Hear me out.
Go ahead.
yeah.
Trade AD.
For who?
Ready?
For what?
Julius Randle and RJ Barrett.
No. 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 Goodbye. No.
What's wrong with that? Y'all want to build for the
No.
future, apparently.
No. Me and Gio were talking about this before the podcast.
They're left
Watching
handed.
Julius Randle play basketball makes me want to really gouge my eyes out because
Hey,
he
hey,
thinks he's a
hey, man,
shooter.
it's okay. You don't need to relive it. You don't need to relive it. It's all good.
No, I'm just
All
saying.
I will say,
I'm just saying. Me and Gio were talking about it, and we don't like Julius Randle's play style. He shoots too many threes. We, I just don't think he'd be a good fit.
But you also
RJ
need
Barrett would
RJ.
be though, but I just don't. I just don't like Julius.
RJ's for the future.
Yeah, but
Since y'all
I'd
apparently
rather.
aren't trying to win now.
I'd rather have AD.
he needs to develop a right hand.
Who? Which
All
one?
right,
RJ or
Both
Julius?
of them. Both of
Okay.
them.
hear me out. Hear me out. Would you trade Anthony Davis
Yep.
and
No.
Russell Westbrook,
Okay.
Okay.
Kyle Lowry,
Okay. Bam. You would have to put Bam in there.
nope,
You have to put Jimmy in there.
nope.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, then the answer's already a no.
You can't do a trade without Bam or Jimmy for AD
Yeah,
and
the answer's
Westbrook.
already a no.
You get Lowry back, someone who's won a ring, knows
They
how
said
it's done,
they're calling
scrappy.
him washed. He's cooked.
He's not washed. He's
Not
actually
my
doing
words.
well.
That's what the media is saying. They're saying either he's cooked one game or he's phenomenal another.
I mean, he's
It's
inconsistent, yes, but
because
majority
it's
of his
Miami.
games he's decent.
It's because it's Miami. They're a team. They're a team, not individuals.
Um, so
Okay,
continue. Please finish your trade.
Lowry, Jovic.
Okay.
We'll give you Duncan,
And you gotta say Vincent.
Gabe Vincent,
Yeah.
Max Strus,
No,
or no, Victor Oladipo.
no,
No.
no.
I take Strus in a heartbeat over Victor just because of the 3-point shooting that you need with LeBron.
I also just personally, I'm fine with keeping AD on the team. The only person I am willing to trade is Russell
How about
Westbrook. If we don't use none the way he should be used, I'll be fine with trading him, which is not looking like we're going to use none the way he should be used. He barely plays at this rate. So
Would you
go ahead.
would you take a trade?
For none?
Russell Westbrook
Uh-huh.
and Austin Reeves,
Uh-huh.
or
Yeah.
Kyle Lowry and Duncan Robinson.
That's not a bad trade.
You would take that, or you'd have to think about it?
I'd have to think about it. I'd
What you
consider it.
mean?
I'd consider it.
Let Russ come to Miami, be rejuvenated.
But no, personally, I'd rather keep Anthony Davis. The only assets I could see us trading, which we're not going to trade, but hypothetically, the assets that we would trade if we did trade, I feel like would be Russell Westbrook, Kendrick Nunn because we don't use him the way he should be used, and I would also say P Bev because P Bev hasn't been what we expect him to be.
Right?
Can I have Jordan Clarkson back in a Lakers uniform?
I wish.
Utah don't want to do that. They're the best team in the West.
I know
I
they're
know
the
that's
best team in
crazy.
the West. Congratulations to them. Colin Sexton, Young Bull, Lauri Markkanen, Kelly Olynyk.
Laurie Markkinen really has rejuvenated his career in
You
Utah.
don't say. You don't say.
And I
Why?
know I know Gio's mad about that because, he was on the Cavs last year not doing anything.
Terrible.
But
Terrible.
going back to the Gio's point earlier, before we got into hypothetical trades about the Lakers' third quarters, yes, the third quarter Lakers are probably the worst team in the NBA if you just go quarter wise. And if it came to the third quarter and you put us up against the Rockets, we'd probably lose the game because our third quarters are that bad. And I feel like that is the main reason we're losing the game. And I don't know what we're doing at halftime, honestly. Like, what are you just not making adjustments? Halftime is, yes, we're playing great in the first half, but you still have to make adjustments knowing that the other team is going to make adjustments. And it doesn't look like the coaches are doing that. And it doesn't look, and even if the coaches are, it doesn't look like the players are executing it coming out of halftime. Because we were down 5 against the Utah Jazz last game. And like 5 minutes into the third, we were down 15, and it was game over after that. And right now, the Clippers, we were just down by 2. The Clippers going on a 13-2 run. We're down 10 like that. So it's just one of the worst teams in the league come third quarter. I really don't know what we have to do to fix that because it's been like that for the past 2 years, even with Frank Vogel as coach. So it doesn't matter who the coach is really. I feel like it's more on the players. What are your thoughts?
I think it is on the players.
So
They don't play.
you think the coach is making adjustments at halftime and they're just not executing?
I mean, I think he is making adjustments.
Mm-hmm.
I just think they're a bad team.
So you think because the 2020, championship team, yeah, I know that brings, some bad memories back, but that team obviously played a full 48 minutes. So you think that team was better than the previous team we had last year and then this team this year?
That team
Like,
is better. Yeah,
yeah,
you guys have more depth.
that's
More
fair. We also
people.
had more shooting and more defense.
More people willing to take their roles too.
That is true.
LeBron's got to realize he's like a quality role player nowadays.
Okay, he's a number 2 at best, but
Let Payton do his thing.
oh my. But yeah, I would agree. I do agree it's on the players, but I feel like it's talent one, but it's also just execution is the main thing coming out of halftime. I don't know, like what are they doing at halftime to come out that flat? Like I really don't know what they could be doing.
They eating too much.
That's what I'm saying. Like LeBron's got a full on cater in there or something.
Like,
Jeez.
it's gotta be the only like I don't even know, bro.
Because they come out and they don't score for 5 minutes straight. Like it's crazy. Majority of games at least.
They're just not good. Trade for
Yeah,
Billy Bayham already.
that's obvious. We're not good. And the front office isn't going to do anything about it. So our, you know, hopes and dreams are going to get crushed. But what do you got to say about the third quarter, Gio? What are your thoughts on it?
I'm stumped. I really am. You've seen bad teams with great coaches perform amazing. The Clippers back in 2018. I think that was Ty Lue's first year. Is that right?
I believe, yeah.
Something like that. They played well, extremely well, without any superstars on that team.
Mm-hmm.
And made it close with the Warriors. I think it was 6-game, 7-game series, right?
Yeah.
6 games.
I think it was 6.
6, right? They took 2 on them. So you do not have an excuse if you're the Lakers right now. You have zero excuse. So is it coaching? Could that be the case? Maybe, because like I said, great coaches, okay teams, they play great. You have amazing players, bad coach. We saw on the Nets, they don't play so well. So you can have it both ways right now. I have no idea, what the problem is. If anybody knew, then the Lakers would be good, right?
Yeah, that is true.
Nobody knows what the problem is right now. And I was just gonna say it's a tough call, but I think it's both the coaches and the players.
That's fair. I think obviously it's both, but I think it's majority of the players because I think Darvin Ham being the first year coach, obviously his first ever head coaching job, he doesn't really know much of what to do, and he is making the adjustments. I feel like it's just the team isn't executing it to the way that he would hope, especially on the defensive side of things. He's a defensive minded coach, and we started out hot on defense. We were second in defensive rating, but the past like 10 games we've been lining up. Well, the past like 3 or 4 games we've been lining up 120, 100 plus, and sometimes even 120 plus, like against the Utah Jazz twice. So I feel like it's more on the defensive side of things. And if we can clean up the defense, the games will be closer. It's just a matter of can we do it?
Facts. And they won't be able to do it unless K-Nunn gets more playing time.
We'll see.
Firm believer.
Anything else? Anything else y'all want to add before we wrap up?
I just know right now, the Miami Heat team that we know now, the Miami Heat team from last year, 100%. I guarantee you guys, they would have beat that Lakers team in 2020.
I disagree, but I'm biased. I think they would have pushed it. I think they would have pushed it to 7, but I think LeBron would have took Game 7.
Nope.
I think Jimmy would still have gas in his tank because you had Strus, you had Gabe Vincent, you have Victor Oladipo playing at his best, you have Bam Adebayo, you have Tyler Hero actually playing well, right?
But I'm taking 2020 AD, and I'm also taking LeBron over Jimmy Butler personally. Game 7 LeBron over Jimmy Butler personally.
Jimmy Butler was the best player in that entire playoffs run.
That's fair, but I'd rather take LeBron.
I'd rather take Jimmy with Bam and Ty, personally.
But who got the ring?
Yeah,
I'm just saying, I'm picking that too.
Sophomore year.
Huh? What'd you say? Don't matter who. It doesn't matter who got hurt. A ring's a ring.
No. I'm just saying, the team last year, the Miami Heat team last year.
Oh, yeah.
Hypothetically, yes, we know who got the ring, but hypothetically, could beat that 2020 Lakers team. Jimmy Butler was the best playoff player. I think the last 3 years running, to be honest.
Last year, Jimmy Butler was a bad call away from winning an NBA championship.
Everything. And a great shot. That could have been the most historic shot in playoff history. Behind Kawhi Leonard's shot.
Above it.
You think that's above Kawhi Leonard?
Yep.
I don't know about that one, but it's pretty close.
Personally, I'm biased, but I'd take the Lakers.
Yeah. But
Gio, you got any? I know you want to talk about the polls. You want to go there?
You know what?
Or you want to wait until next time?
We'll wait till next time. So you guys will have next podcast to see who we think is better. Is it Donovan Mitchell? Is it Kawhi Leonard? Is it LeBron James?
Is it Jimmy Butler?
Jimmy Butler, Jimmy Buckets, right? Is it Kevin Durant? We all know the best player in the league right now is Ben Simmons. No doubt about it. Jimmy Boeheim and Ben
It's Matt
Simmons
Ryan. What do you
above
guys talk
everyone
about? The
else.
DoorDash legend.
But go ahead. We can end things up if you want.
All right. You want to start with your segment then, Gio?
Sure. So I got a couple things real quick. Happy college basketball starting.
Yes,
right?
sir. Yes, sir.
Very
Oh,
happy.
yeah. Yep. Go Cuse. Go Cuse.
Has a good team. UNC looks scary. They got a lot of returners coming back. Tom Izzo's always in the conversation with Michigan State, with Michigan, right? Got great teams this year. So we'll see what happens in the college basketball. Great things to come. But for the majority of my segment, last weekend was the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction. And part of that 2022 class was Eminem. My personal favorite, to me, one of the best rappers of all time.
I agree.
Probably, possibly the best rapper of all time. It's not arguably. He's one of the greatest rappers of all time, but arguably the greatest rapper of all time. Brought in a whole demographic that a lot of other rappers couldn't bring in my opinion.
I agree. 100%.
Helped out a lot of this generation, right? And not just based off of a race thing, right? He brought in problems into his rap that are for all people, right? Anyone who is going through a rough time, whether that be family dynamic, whether that be economic issues, right? It can go for anyone, and that's why I think he was so great, is because he brought up problems that was for all people, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so one of the greatest rappers of all time got inducted finally, after he said he would never be inducted into the Hall of Fame, right? The only Hall of Fame he'd be inducted to is the Alcohol Hall of Fame, right? So for him to be inducted into this, it's an amazing feat for him, and he has an amazing career, right? No one can take that away from him, and arguably one of the greatest of all time. So just thanks for all he's done in the game of hip hop, music industry, and actual, pop culture in general, right? Big legend there. So thanks to Eminem.
Facts. Definitely one of the best rappers to ever do it. In the video game world, not much going on. Obviously, Call of Duty dropped about 2 weeks ago. I did get it. I have been playing it. It's a very fun game. Highly recommend it if you do like shooting games. And then Call of Duty Warzone, which comes out this Friday, is a part of this game. If you are more of a fan of Warzone, which is just you and your buddies playing, trying to kill a team of 4, I would highly recommend that as well because it looks very good. And yeah, that's about it in the video game world.
Yeah, yeah, so I had like this whole thing planned out for my thing, my music segment. Um, but yeah, what Gio said, I feel like he covered it well. Congrats Eminem.
Well,
Congrats
what
everyone else.
were you gonna say?
Huh?
What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna like list off who made it, and I was just gonna go into depth about Eminem.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
It's too late now. I'm just copying you, so I can't.
Well, you're more wise than me, so.
Well, in that case, I guess, thank you for watching, and we'll see y'all in the next one.
Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, drop a like. If you want to, drop a comment. Let us know, Cowboys or Steelers. Gio.
Make sure you guys subscribe. We'll see you on the next one.
Peace.